Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to talk about array. So what is array in C programming and what is the concept of array, why we use array. So let's start in the video without wasting any time. So array is just simply, if I say array is a data structure, okay. So what it is a data structure. Okay. So this is a new term over here, that is data structure. So what is data structure? This means any quantity that is stored basically data. That's called a data structure. Okay. Data structure is something that store data, right? Okay. So now, basic difference between data and information. If I say you, that is data is random things. Okay, these are raw material. Okay, and I can also say that this can be a random things. Okay, or there is another term that is information. Information is something. There is also data, but it is particular matter oriented or something like that. It is a particular matter. It is fixed. If I say it is uh, particular matter oriented, particular matter oriented, right? So here it is. So that is the basic difference between data and information. So information it is also a data, but it is a particular matter oriented, or other you can say that it is fixed. Okay, let's say an example. Let's say uh, 23. Okay, so what it is. After seeing 23, you might uh, say that it is can be a student's roll number, it can be anyone's age, or rather it can be an employee number. Okay, but it is not fixed, right? 23 can be anything. Okay, it is can be a random thing. Okay, whatever the possibilities come in your mind or in your brain. So now if we see this age equal to 23, now it is clear that 23 is an age, anyone's age it can be. So here it is, total age is called information. Okay, or this 23, only this 23, there is a random value. Okay, so here it is a data. Okay? So data is a random value and information is a particular things or fixed things. Okay, I hope you can understand. So here it is. So basically data structure is something that store data. So array is also a data structure. So we use arrays to store data. Okay, to store many data. Okay, so that's it is. So let me start it in deep with array. So I have already told you that is array is a data structure to store data. But first of all, it is a data structure, and then it is important that it can store only similar types of data. Means if you store integer, then it can store only integer values, or if you store a character values, then it can store only character values, or another way, if you store float values or floating point numbers or real values, then it can store only real values. Okay, so whatever it can be, but it can store only similar kinds of data. So array is something a special type of data structure that can store only similar types of data. Okay, now another part is that it consists of zero based indexing. What means? So array is something like that. Okay, let's say there is an array. Okay, and it is zero based indexed. Okay, by default it is zero based indexing. So in C programming languages or most of the programming languages, it is same. Or if I say so, zero based indexing means so here it is index. Okay, in this index there is zero, then one, two, three. There is the first box, there is the second, there is third, okay, and that is fourth. So indexing is first box indexing 0, 1, 2, 3 from 0 to 3. Okay, here it is. If the total length is 4, okay. So what is the length of the array? So length of the array will be last index plus 1. Okay, last index plus 1. Here it is last index is 3. So 3 plus 1 that is 4. So you can also see that 4 maximum for 4 values can be stored in this particular array. Okay. So here it is zero based indexing. Okay, I hope you can understand. Now, so how can we initialize an array or can store value in array? So let's define it. Okay. Change the programming languages and we can always define array in many ways. Okay. First of all, if I store integer array, okay, so means integer array, we can say int arr, then something like this, then we can also put a semicolon, okay. For example, this is integer, this is the data type, we all know, okay, and arr over here that is array name, okay. Now in between this third bracket, we're gonna put the size of the array. Here it is the size is 4, means we are going to store 4 integer values because the data type is integer over here. So if I consider this as an integer array and put this in the code according to the syntax of the array, so it can be written as int arr4. So int over here that is the data type because we are going to store about integer values, 4 integer values. It can be, let's say it is 1, it can be 13, let's say it is 12 and it is 10. Okay. Or it can be we're gonna store only the integer values, okay, not the floating point numbers, not the characters, or not mixing up in the entire array in the full array, okay, in the same array. So here it is. So integer is the data type, then arr is the array name. This can be anything. Similarly, when we define a variable, the variable name can be anything, but it is way better if we define the variable name as according to our code and according to if the variable name become the more descriptive, it can be easy for us to define what the variable can be going through and what it can be do. Okay, we can understand it by reading the variable name. So this is the array name arr, so it can be anything, and this is the size of the array in the semicolon as the syntax of the C language. Okay, else compile will not understand why the these lines of code actually ends over here. Okay, so there is the one conventional method of C programming languages to initialize an array, to define an array. This is not the initialization. Okay, we didn't initialize with any value. Okay, over here. So this is called only the declaration. Declaration. We only declare the array. Okay, this is the declaration only. Declaration of array. Okay, so now uh, there is another conventional method where it is. So we if we want to initialize it, then we can say int arr. We're gonna store 4 value. So 4 over here. Okay, then put a assignment operator. Then the curly braces. In between the curly braces, we're gonna put the values. Here it is 1, then 13, then 12, then 10, then the semicolon. Okay. I hope you can see this. If not, please let me show you. So it is. So here it is. So 4 maximum 1, 13, 12, and 10 with the semicolon. Okay. According to the convention of C programming languages. So this is 0 indexed value. This is 1 indexed value. This is 2, and this is 3 indexed value. Something like that. Okay. Similar to it. Okay. Connect this. So we can also initialize as another way, that is int arr and something like in 113, then 12, then 10. We can also initialize the array in this way because here it is not necessary to put value in between this. Okay, means the size of the array because we have initialized it over here. So compiler will understand that there is 4 value in this particular array, so the size will be array automatically. Okay, so it is optional to put this phone number when we initialize it. Okay, so here it is, we also initialize it. Okay, but when we only declare the array, like the first one, so we have to put the size also. Okay, otherwise it will give you a error. Okay, by the during the comparison time or after the comparison. Okay, after the comparison. So here is the convention. So this is the declaration first one, and these two, this is this second one, and this the third one. These two as the declaration as well as the initialization of the array. According to the declaration, we must put the size of the array, and according to the initialization, we this is not necessary to put the size of the array in between the third bracket. Okay, you know. So here it is array. Okay, now we are going to take look at how we can access the value of the array. Means in this array, in this data structure array, here it is 1, 13, 12, and 10. This is the integer value for integer value. How are you gonna access these values? Okay, in our program. So let's take a look on that part also. So let's move the next part. Now I'm gonna define an array and initialize it with value. Okay, let's define an array. Here it is in, let's say ARR as the array name. Then let's say its size is 5 and mission is at let's say 1, 13, 99, greater than 1 and 4. Okay, that is 5 value over here in the array. Then the put a semicolon according to the convention of the C program. So now if we gonna access this in the value, okay, we can say that printed percentage d as it is an integer array. Okay, then the variable name, here it is array. We're gonna access the array of 0. Okay. So what is array of 0? Here it is 0 based indexing in this array data structure. So that is 0, this is 1, this is 2, 3, and 4. This is the index. Okay, this is nothing but the index. Hope you have understood the previous one. Okay. So here is array of 0 means this one value. Okay, so array of 0 means 1, so 1 will be printed. So So now if we want to print any of one value, that is the value is 13. So we're gonna simply tell similarly printed percentage d and array of 1. Okay. So that will give you array of 1 means 13. So that will give you 13. Okay. So how we can access actually, that is the array name. Here it is ARR. Let's say we're gonna tell array name, and in between the third bracket we're gonna put the index. What index we are going to access as an array value. Okay, so array name then index. Here it is array name is ARR. Then the index over here it also can define as ARR of I. So you're gonna tell ARR of I. Here we can access value. Okay, we can access value of array. So in this way you can access value of array. So here it is a in general form, that is the array name, that is add ARR over here. Then that is I. Here is the index. Okay, in general. So if you can imagine that we're gonna use to access all the elements of this entire array through loop. It can be a for loop, while loop, do while loop, or it can be so by a loop or by looping systems. We can also access the full or entire value or entire array total. Okay, so we're gonna tell that in the next part how we can use loop in an array. So let's move to the next. So now we're going to use for loop or while loop, do while loop to access the entire array. So let's define array. Let's say it is an integer array. So let's say the array name is ARR. Okay. Now we're gonna put value like 9, 10, I said 2, 3, or 5, 51. Yeah, that's it. Then we have defined our initialize array, integer array. Now we're gonna use a for loop. So what is the syntax of for loop? So, by the way, if you don't see the loop concept or don't know the loop concept, you can also go to the full playlist of the C programming language. I have already uploaded the loop sections. So you can go through simply and check out the loop video. So everything will gonna be clear to you. So after that, you can also resume in that portion. Okay. So now for is the keyword. Now in between this, let's say in index it's going to initialize with 0, but why it is 0? We're going to initialize with 0 because the array itself 0 is index. Okay, if you don't remember, I'm here to remember you, that is a 0 based indexing. 0 based indexing, okay, that is the most part of an array. Okay. That is 0, then it is 1, then 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is the index. Okay, so so now that's why we are going to initialize this iterator. This is the iterator I over here, that is given as 0. Then it will going to be the array size. What is the array size over here? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So array size is 5, less than 5, because we want to store in 0 from 0. So it will be less than 5, not equal to 5. Okay. So now iterator plus plus means I plus plus. So put a curly braces. So over here we are going to print the value. So let's say printed percentage d. Let's say this is put a backslash in for the better practice. Now we are of a array name and the index that is over here I access the L. Okay. Now then the values is over here you have to get because you have already told it. So now here over this is return 0 statement. Then the this type of curly braces. Okay, this is the invent portion after the invent portion. Okay. I hope you can understand that there it is the hash and code stdio.h and invent portion over here. I'm going to return that portion. So after that, find the output of this section. So let's analyze it by dry run. So solve output. Okay, the output section. I wanna put the output over here. So now first of all we have initialized the array, okay, in this block of code in this main function. Now for int I, first of all I the value is I value is 0. 0 is less than 5. Yes, it is. So it will enter the loop. So print a array of 0. What is the array of 0? Means 9. So 9 will be printed. After that, I value will be updated. So it will become 1. So 1 less than 5. Okay. So enter the loop. So array of 1, that is, there will be array of, first of all array of 0. Now it is array of 1. Array of 0 is out. So array of 1. Array of 1 means 10. So 10 gonna be printed in the next line because we have to over here new line, that is backslash in escape sequence character. Okay. So after that I value will be updated, so it's gonna be 2. So array of 1 is now finished. So 2 is less than 5. 2 is less than 5. Yes, it is. So it will enter the loop. So array of now array of 2. So array of 2 means it is 2. So it's going to be printed again in the next line. So that's the same over here. Okay. There is a new line generator as a SM sequence character. So after that, array 2 is finished and I will be updated. So I will is now 3. So 3 is less than 5. Yes, it is. So we will enter the array. So array of 3 it is now. So array of 3. So what is array of 3? That is 3. Okay. We will print it in the next line. After that, array of 3 is finished. Now I will is updated to 4. So 4 is less than 5. Yes, it is. So we will enter the array. So array of 4 now it is. The array of 4 means which one? We can be printed in the new line because over here is the reference in 90. So after that, I will array 4 is finished and I will update it to 5. So if 5 is less than 5, not 5 is not less than 5. 5 is equal to 5, not less than 5. So it will not enter the loop. So command prompt will be over here. After that, it will over here. That is return new statement and the program execution is over and it will the command prompt will be out of the this main function, this block of code. Okay, so block of code means whatever in between these um, curly braces. This is called the block of code. Okay, so let's remove it. So that is the output. Okay, 19, 2, 3, and 51. Okay, I hope you can understand. So in this way, we can use the for loop. We can also use while loop, do while loop. Okay, so here's the loop concept with array. Okay, so we can also updates the array value. Here we have fixed the value as 9, 10, 2, 3, and 6, 1. We can also update the array value. We can also change the value of this array. So how can we do that? If you remember, we can access the value of an array by this convention, that is array of I, means array name then the index. Okay, so by this convention we can access the value. So by using this, we're gonna assign value or we're gonna change value of an array. Okay, so let's see it. So in this portion we're gonna update the value of an array, how we can update or access the value of an array and update it with a new value. So let's see. So we're gonna initialize an array. So let's say it is an integer array. It can be anything. It can be character also and float also. So int, let's say ARR as an array name. Then put this by the convention. Then put 2, 3, 5, 10. Let's say. But then the same one. Okay. Now, to how we can access the value an array of 5 means array name. Then the index in between the third value. Right. So how we want to tell it? So let's say after that line, we're gonna tell array of, let's say we're gonna change these three values. So what is the index of this three value? That is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1 is the index. So array of 1, let's say, and assign with a and the value, let's say we're gonna assign it with 15. Okay. So we're gonna put 15. Okay. So after that, what is the now condition it is in the array? In this array, in the array name, we will put over here. Now first, first of all it was 2, 3, then 5, and then it was 10. Okay. But now it is true, but array of 1 is updated with 15 value. Okay, now it is not 2. See, it is now 15. Okay, so 2, 15, 5, and 10. Now the array is like that. 2, 15, 5, 10. Okay. So now if we access the value of this array, we have printed function percentage d, then array of 1. Now we can see that as an output. Over here the output is array of 3 is now what is it? 0, 1, 2, 3. So array of 1 is 15. So we can get 15 over here. Not the previous value that is 3 over here. So we will get 15 as the value. But if we print the other value, let's say print as error of let's say 3. So here it is. What will you get here? So let me give you 10 value because in this new array, newly made array, there is also array name is error, but it is updated. Okay, let me write over here that is updated, but it is old. It is old one, and it is the updated array. So error of C is 10 over here. So 10 will be given as an output because error 3 is not updated. Error 1 is only updated over here with 15. Okay, assigned with 15. So that's why error 3 will be 10, error 0 will be 2, error 1 will be 15, error 2 is 15 over here, error 2 will be 5, okay, sorry, error 2 will be 5, error 1 is 15, and error 3 is 10 over here, as you can see in this updated array, right? So, what will happen if we want to access out of this array, okay, let's say we're going to print percentage %d error of, let's say 5. But you should notice in this particular array, in this particular error, or the particular array, their index is up to 3. Okay. But we are gonna access with index 5 value, but it is not present in this array. So it will give you a error. Okay. So mind it. If you compile it, gives you a error, or after the compilation, it will compiler does not give error. After the compilation, it will give you an error. Okay. So that you want to access the value of an array that is basically not in this array, okay, not present in this array. So that's how with the entire array and the basics array, not the entire array, we can say. So this is a basic array. So in this video we have discussed about array part, how we can define an array, what is array, then how we can actually define an array or initialize it with value, then how can I access, then how can I access the value of the array through loops like for loop, while loop, do while loop. And the last part, that is how you can update the value of an array. Access or update the value of an array. And what if we want to access the value, but value of a particular index that is not present in this array in some particular cases. So for that, it will give you a error. So I hope you can understand the basics array concepts. That is important for you to learn C programming or another programming language. So if you don't access the C programming playlist, so please go and access the playlist. Here I have covered the entire C programming, okay, and I will update the C programming videos for the to learn C programming for a beginner level. So in the coming videos, so for that, stay tuned and thank you very much. Thank you all. So do like, share, and subscribe. If you don't understand, please also comment below, and if you understand, please make a lovely comment in the comment section. That will be very fine for me, and I'll be very pleased for that. So if you don't subscribe, and if it will find helpful for you, so please subscribe, and I will give you amazing content for you in the future. And I will give you also update with AI or artificial intelligence, or how you can use artificial intelligence in this course. I have also show you I will also show you in the upcoming videos how you can use artificial intelligence or AI to write our code, or as a beginner, how we can enhance our creativity to write our code with AI or artificial intelligence. So stay tuned for that. So thank you very much.